What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will take a look at what Liverpool's transfer plans for the January transfer window are. Also, we will give you guys a Diogo Jota injury update. Also, there is a big update on Wijnaldum's contract situation. Plus, we will also listen to Jurgen Klopp's really big opinions on VAR because he is absolutely fed up with VAR. He had enough and he spoke out against VAR recently. So in this video we will talk about all of these subjects. So if you enjoy these, leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here, and let me know in the comments below which centre back do you want Liverpool to sign in the January transfer window. And Dominic King and Doyle, another journalist, shared the information that Diogo Jota suffered a knee injury against Midtjylland in a pretty meaningless game, which is super annoying, super frustrating I think for many Liverpool fans, and he is out for the Fulham game. And Liverpool are still assessing that knee injury, and knee injuries are always worrying for footballers. It's the one body part that if it gets injured you can't really play football. Apart from the ankle, the knees is very vital, and I think that playing Jota against Midtjylland, of course hindsight is 2020 in these situations, was a mistake by Jurgen Klopp, and I very rarely criticize Jurgen Klopp. I'm sure that he had his reasons why Salah played the whole game and why Jota played more than 80 minutes against Midtjylland, but I'm sure that now Liverpool and especially Jurgen Klopp will regret this decision, because we are playing every 3 days and we would need to rotate our front three. We can't keep playing Salah, Mane and Firmino every single game in this December period, because we are playing every 3 days. Dominic King said this is anxiety for Liverpool with Diogo Jota. He's out of tomorrow's game at Fulham with a knee injury, not yet long how long he won't be available, as Liverpool Football Club continue to do tests. And will even Liverpool reveal how exactly long Jota will be out for? That remains to be seen. There is a rumor spread by a fan account saying that Diogo Jota is out for the season. It's not a credible rumor, but it's very worrying when rumors are flying around like that, and also that Liverpool basically didn't do anything to squash those rumors, to really give a time frame on when Jota will be back. And if Jota is out for a significant period of time, that means just even more strain on Salah, Mane and Firmino. And Jota is Liverpool's second top scorer this season, so it's very worrying because Mane and Firmino are not scoring at the rate that they used to, like 2 seasons ago or even last season. The goal scoring falls on Mohamed Salah's shoulders at the moment, and I'm not sure if he can keep scoring in every single game. Let's hope he does, but this is very worrying times for Liverpool. And the Sky Sports expert gave this opinion on Liverpool's potential January transfer window strategy. I think Liverpool will be looking in the market, but we shouldn't be surprised either way if they do or don't bring in a center defender. Jurgen Klopp must be quite pleased with how his players have coped with those injuries to Gomez and Van Dijk, particularly in center defense. He has a history of waiting for the right player, Jurgen Klopp. He's not a short-term fix manager anymore. If I can only see them bringing a player in that position if one of their long-term targets becomes available. If not, I just wouldn't be surprised if Jurgen Klopp continued with Matip, Fabinho, Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Liverpool have managed to cope better than City did last season without Laporte. Fabinho is arguably a better central defender than Fernandinho, and secondly, I think Man City missed Fernandinho in midfield more than Liverpool are missing Fabinho in midfield. Liverpool can still fill their midfield with Jordan Henderson, Wijnaldum, and they can give protection to the back four. It highlights that often a defense is only as good as what is in front of it. And also ESPN senior football analyst Gabriel Marcotti, who I hugely respect, said this: the fact Liverpool are joint top of the table tells you a lot about their capacity to absorb these injuries, but obviously they are a better team when they are not stretched like that, and they are a better team with Fabinho in midfield. Unless Gomez comes back early, I think they should bring in another body. Liverpool are a bit stretched on a cash basis, and they have some contract renewals coming up too. I know it's not something Jurgen Klopp has done before, but I wonder if this is where you consider going for a short-term move. Maybe an 18-month deal for somebody, a veteran player, maybe someone Klopp already knows or has worked with, who can slot in. It would have to be something at the right price. That seems to be the logical thing to do, but Jurgen Klopp has his own logic. Given the number of games, competitions they are in and their injuries, I don't think we will see much movement out of Anfield. The one outstanding issue is the Wijnaldum situation. He will be able to sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club in January with his contract up in the summer. How often have we seen players frozen out as their contract runs out at clubs? But it's just not happening with Wijnaldum at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp continues to pick him. He scored a brilliant goal against Wolves, and there's a lot of respect from Klopp to Wijnaldum and the situation he finds himself in. Wijnaldum is 30 years old, and I think Klopp recognizes that this next contract is likely to be the biggest of his career, be it at Liverpool or somewhere else. And I think Liverpool will want this sorted next month. Does he want to go to Barcelona when the management situation at the Nou Camp is so unstable? Is Ronald Koeman going to last the season? And if Koeman is the reason he is wanted at Barcelona, does that impact things? That's a big question. What does Wijnaldum do in this current situation? I think that he wants a new contract, a bigger contract than what Liverpool is offering him, and I think he's only going to get it at another club. I just can't see Liverpool offering him a really big deal that he's waiting for. So it looks like at this moment the more likely scenario is Wijnaldum is leaving at the end of the season, and that also gives a conundrum for Liverpool. Who do we replace him with? I already made a few videos on the potential targets. Yves Bissouma of Brighton, Ruben Neves of Wolves are the two names mentioned. And also Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp has criticized VAR, and he said, at the beginning I thought VAR was a good idea, but now I'm not so sure. Do you agree with Klopp or not? I know, you know guys, that I'm not a big fan of VAR. I already mentioned that in several videos, but I will reflect on Jurgen Klopp's comments. But first, let's hear what he had to say after the Midtjylland game. The VAR process, it just takes too long. I didn't see the incidents back, if they were right or if they were difficult decisions to make, but it took 3 or 4 minutes, and in the cold for the boys it's really hard. I can already hear people saying, my god, is he talking about that again? But it took a really long time, and it was really cold. That doesn't help the players. I used to be one of the people who said, yes, VAR is a good idea, but I'm really not sure if I would say that again, to be honest. Now we have it, and now we have to deal with it, and we will let them experience this for a few more months, but I think something has to change. I think that Liverpool and other clubs will have to agree that VAR has to be changed. The referees who use the technology are just incompetent, and that's the problem. Not VAR itself, not the technology itself, but the people who use it. They just are not sensible people. They are not like football people. And also, watching a football game shouldn't be a geometry lesson with lines and stuff. And I like the way they use it in the Netherlands, that each line, when they draw the offside lines, you know, each line is 5 centimeters thick, and if the lines overlap on each other, then it's onside. It's given as onside, and no question asked. So that gives a little bit of margin of error, because you can't exactly pause at the exact moment the ball is kicked, and that's the problem. The resolution when you stop the frame, the frame rate is just not there. The resolution is not there to exactly precisely tell which moment the ball leaves the assist maker's foot, if you like. So I think they really should change the rules in England as well. And I love the top comment on one of the articles I read about this, that VAR criticizes Jurgen Klopp. No club has benefited more from VAR than Manchester United. That's a fact, and they still ended up in the Europa League. I'm sorry to Man United fans if any of them are watching this, but then I just find that hilarious. Obviously that is probably a Liverpool fan commenting that, but that's brilliant. Also very good news that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Alisson are now in full training, and they are in contention for the Fulham game. I think Alisson is more likely to start against Fulham than Oxlade-Chamberlain. And Jurgen Klopp said, the moment when Ox joins parts of team training, then everyone gets the benefit. That's the way he is. You don't know you have missed him because he's not been there for a long time. But when he comes into the gym with the players, they realize it's much better when he's here. He's an energy giver. If a Liverpool supporter forgot how good Ox is, then well, my English is not good enough, to explain that. I think we have enough opportunities to watch on social media or YouTube to see how good Oxlade-Chamberlain still is. I'm just happy that he's here again. The speed, the technique, the combination, right foot, left foot. He can play different positions, score goals. When he is finally back, I don't know if this weekend or next weekend is the case, then it's a big plus for us. I don't understand these kind of situations, to be honest. You have to be injured yourself once in your life to understand how difficult it is to find everything completely normal and natural after an injury. In training, you see Ox's quality immediately. He's a difference maker. You can see that. Yes, how long he can do that in a game depends on the fitness level, and his fitness level depends on the amount of sessions he has had, the amount of games. But being compared with the best moment in your career after coming back after an injury, that's a really dumb thing to do. Oh, he's not that good anymore. I have no time for that, to be honest. Ox is an outstanding player and always will be. Did he always play perfectly? No, but he had a few really good games and helped us a lot. The longer he can stay without injury, the better he will be. And this time we are really confident we can do that until the end of his career. And that's very, very hopeful and very good that Jurgen Klopp is confident that Oxlade-Chamberlain can stay fit for the rest of his career, but I don't think so. But the most important thing is that Liverpool have another option in midfield, and now that Naby Keita is back, Oxlade-Chamberlain is back, this is exactly the right time for Liverpool to get injured players back, because we have to rotate. We are playing every 3 days until the end of the year for the next 3 weeks, and this is a crucial time in the season with many games coming thick and fast. And also there was a quote from Steven Gerrard back in his day in his autobiography where he talked about Trent Alexander-Arnold before he made his Liverpool debut. When Trent was only 16 and Gerrard watched him in the youth teams, this is what he said: Trent Alexander-Arnold has a terrific chance of making it as a top professional. He's quite leggy, but he has got a lovely frame and he seems to have all the attributes you need. He has the right attitude. He comes from West Derby, home to Melwood, so Trent is another Scouser, and apparently, just as I tried to be John Barnes and Steve McMahon, he grew up pretending to be Steven Gerrard while playing in the Merseyside Parks. He can play as a number 6, a holding midfielder, but he is versatile and I've seen him fill various positions. I know England are all over him, and I think at the start of Trent's career there was a lot of noise about how he should move into midfield. But for what reason? Right back is one of the most important positions on the field, especially when you play for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. And I think the way Trent and Robertson came through at the same time at Liverpool, they revolutionized the fullback position in the Premier League, because now they are both basically, for some parts of the game, playing as out-and-out wingers. Both Trent and Robertson are playing like a left winger and right winger, whipping in balls, crosses for the strikers to get into. And the way that Trent broke the assist record in the Premier League 2 seasons in a row, I think says it all. And he's only 21, 22 years old, so the sky's the limit. And I think Trent Alexander-Arnold will want to stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career, because he is a Liverpool fan through and through, and he wants to emulate his boyhood hero Steven Gerrard, who was my boyhood hero as well. And I mean, I really want Trent to play at Liverpool until he's 35 years old and win all the trophies there is to win at Liverpool. That would be something really special and a special career. And Trent Alexander-Arnold gave an interview to Ian Wright, the Arsenal legend, and actually what really surprised me is that Trent said, I remember growing up, I was a Wayne Rooney fan. He was obviously a local lad, but he had that hype at the time. I must have been about 5 or 6 when he has broken into the first team. He was doing crazy things like that Arsenal goal against Everton, playing for against the Arsenal, playing for Everton. Honestly, that Everton debut where Wayne Rooney scored the winning goal against a very good, much better Arsenal side than right now. And he said, I remember watching Henry as well. My mom always said that I used to watch loads of Match of the Day, videotapes of old matches from the 70s, 80s and 90s. And my hero growing up, my Liverpool idol, was Steven Gerrard. He was everything to me. When I was growing up, I just wanted to be him, no other way about it. I wanted to live how he lived. I wanted to play how he played. I wanted to kick a ball how he did. I would walk down the road and see an empty bottle and I would run up and strike it and shout, Gerrard! To be fair, I think a lot of kids in the city were doing the same thing. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And Trent Alexander-Arnold went on to play under his idol, Steven Gerrard, when he was the under-18 coach at Liverpool. And I think that it was one of the dreams for Trent. But he also said there was a Champions League game and Gerrard was suspended. At that time I played for Liverpool and they gave us complimentary tickets. And I think it was me, my brother and my mom who went. Before the game we all went to the players lounge and then he walks in. I don't think I've ever felt that feeling. You know, when you don't think someone's human, you have built them up so much, you don't even feel like they are a real person, you just crumble. We got a picture together and stuff like that. He was amazing with us and it's a day that I will never ever forget. Oh man, that must have been amazing. I dreamed when I was a kid, I was the same. I dreamed about getting a Steven Gerrard picture taken. Trent also said it's difficult because you don't realize how much fans influence game plans, like with the momentum and the sounds you can hear. I miss the fans so much. It feels empty without them, even though you know they are watching at home and they are all over the world tuning in. It's not the same without them in the stadium. Football's not the same. I miss the route into the stadium, all the fans there, tens of thousands waiting to greet us every single game. No matter what, there's at least 10,000 fans just waiting to watch the bus come into the stadium. It's crazy. I'm telling you, there's something in the stadium. It's like spiritual. It's just something in the atmosphere. You can feel the history. You can feel the force. Do you understand? The Barcelona game was obviously amazing, but that Man City game in 2018, I've never felt like that. The only negative about those nights is you can't speak to your centre-back, as you can't even hear them. You are screaming at the top of your lungs and they can't hear you. You are trying to tell them, your shoulder, watch your shoulder, but they can't hear you. That's the only negative, but it's a positive really, because the fans are so loud. And I mean, he's referring to the Liverpool-Man City game where Liverpool beat Man City 3-0. We wiped the floor with at the time the best team in the Premier League. And I really hope that Liverpool will be able to win the title again, but we need Trent to stay fit and hopefully he will get a lot of assists now between now and the end of the season. Thanks for watching guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.